HDN, a lay Buddhist from Piety, made his living while serving in the QD military, under the eastern route of GN, overseeing construction in KP. On November 4, 1157, after suffering from a prolonged serious illness, his heart stopped beating, and he entered a state of clinical death. At that moment, his spirit left his body. He heard the voice of a young boy dressed in radiant golden robes calling him to come outside. The two walked together along a broad road. On both sides were graceful willow trees whose green branches draped over the surface of a crystal-clear lake. Although it was the middle of winter in the human world, HDN saw the scenery here as if it were midsummer, with lotus flowers blooming everywhere. Even more astonishing was that after traveling for more than 10 miles, they had not encountered a single person. In the distance, HDN saw magnificent palaces and towering halls gradually appear before him, displaying extraordinary splendor and majesty. The boy in golden robes led him through a grand gate, where HDN saw tens of thousands of people standing beneath a vast palace hall. Looking toward the main throne, he saw 4 officials wearing ceremonial hats and golden robes, each seated in a different position. At that moment, a court clerk dressed in purple asked him, "While you were alive, what good deeds did you perform?" HDN replied, "Years ago, during a time of war and unrest, I was robbed of my money and possessions by 2 bandits. Not long afterward, they were captured. The villagers wanted to execute them, but I felt compassion for them, so I paid 20,000 coins to redeem them from the death penalty." He then explained that throughout his life he had refrained from killing living beings, recited Buddhist sutras every day, and devoted himself to restoring and carving sacred statues. The purple-robed clerk led him to stand before a great mirror, the mirror of karma. Every good and evil deed of his lifetime appeared upon its surface with complete accuracy and nothing omitted. The result showed that he had no significant unresolved karmic debts or grievous enemies. The chief administrator saw that HDN had accumulated many virtuous deeds. In accordance with the law of cause and effect, he granted HDN additional years of life and ordered that he be returned to the human world. Before his departure, Deputy Official VT earnestly instructed him, "Since you have been allowed to return to the human world, you must encourage people to cultivate virtue, accumulate merit, honor the sages, and practice filial piety toward their parents. Do not kill living beings. Do not greedily take wealth that does not belong to you. Do not become consumed by lust. Do not harbor jealousy or resentment toward others. Do not slander goodness or harm innocent people. Once evil karma has been created, it always follows its creator. When life comes to an end, such a person will inevitably fall into the hell realms. Only after enduring the consequences of those actions can they be reborn among hungry ghosts or animals to continue exhausting their karma. Therefore, the hundreds of teachings found in the Buddhist scriptures that encourage people to do good and avoid evil are by no means false." At the office of the chief administrator, HDN met many relatives and acquaintances who had already passed away. They congratulated him and asked him to tell their descendants to perform more good deeds and accumulate merit. After accepting their greetings and promises, HDN followed the boy in golden robes on the journey back. Along the way, they passed a mountain ravine from which a foul odor rose. The guide explained, "People in the human world throw their leftover food, wine, and tea into this ravine. The earth deities preserve these offerings for them. When those people die, these very leftovers will become the food prepared for them." After traveling several more miles, they arrived at a royal palace. The great king instructed him, "When you return to the human world, you will live for another 5 years. You must faithfully spread the message I have given you. Those who practice goodness will be reborn in the human realm and enjoy peace and happiness. Those who commit evil will inevitably fall into the hell realms, where they will endure immense suffering in the Avicii hell for countless ages. I hope these words will be heard by everyone and passed on from one generation to another." As soon as the king finished speaking, a young boy dressed in blue stepped forward and led HDN through the gate of eternal spring. Once again, he saw the beautiful lotus flowers that had welcomed him when he first arrived. While crossing a bridge, he accidentally slipped and fell. At that very moment, he suddenly awoke and returned to the human world. It was the 8th day of the month. He had remained unconscious for 4 full days. That year, HDN was 85 years old. He publicly shared everything he had experienced so that people would understand the reality of the unseen world and the unchanging law of cause and effect that governs the universe, encouraging others to abandon evil and cultivate goodness. There are many truths that are essential for every human being to understand. Without them, people may suffer greatly later in life. Among the most important are the understanding of the 6 realms of rebirth and the law of karma. Human life is, in reality, very brief. No matter how much wealth people accumulate or how many possessions they gather, one day they must leave this world and abandon everything behind. If they create countless evil deeds merely to obtain those temporary things, it is truly a tragic mistake. For when we cross the boundary between life and death and stand before the mirror of karma in the court of the king of the underworld, wealth, fame, power, social status, and even family members can offer no help whatsoever. Only the merit and wrongdoing created through the good and evil deeds of our lifetime determine our next destination. Those whose evil deeds outweigh their good deeds, whose negative karma exceeds their accumulated merit, fall into painful realms such as hell, the hungry ghost realm, or the animal realm, where suffering can last thousands or even millions of times longer than an ordinary human lifetime. Those whose good deeds exceed their wrongdoings, whose merit outweighs their offenses, may instead be reborn into fortunate realms such as the human world, the heavenly realms, or other blessed states of existence, where they enjoy the fruits of the wholesome causes they have created. The law of cause and effect is impartial and unmistakable. Those who sow evil causes must eventually experience painful consequences. Those who perform wholesome deeds naturally receive blessings. This principle never fails and has remained unchanged throughout all ages. Sadly, in modern times, spiritual values have greatly declined. Rebirth and karma are often dismissed as superstition or fantasy. As a result, many people lose their moral compass, becoming unable to distinguish right from wrong. They create harmful karma through reckless behavior and even take pride in it. Meanwhile, cultivating virtue, accumulating merit, and performing acts of kindness are often ridiculed as superstition, a waste of time, or something foolish. Few people realize that although karma cannot always be seen with the physical eye, it quietly governs every aspect of our lives. Our happiness and suffering, success and failure, honor and humiliation are all profoundly influenced by the law of cause and effect. May all people come to deeply understand karma, develop a sincere fear of wrongdoing, and wholeheartedly aspire to practice kindness and virtue. If humanity embraces these principles, the world will surely become a place of far less suffering. Please help share these teachings widely, so that wholesome principles may spread and peace may flourish throughout the world.